QQQ is too expensive, too concentrated, too risky. That is what everyone says. Finance YouTubers, Reddit threads, every smart money article you've ever read. Skip QQQ, buy SCHG instead. Lower fees, better value. So I did what nobody making that argument actually does. I ran the backtest. $10,000 in QQQ, January 2017. $10,000 in SCHG. Same day, same amount. Same 9 years. QQQ, $66,437. SCHG, $53,589. The fund everyone told you to avoid beat the recommended alternative by almost $13,000. Today, I am showing you the complete three-way backtest, QQQ versus SCHG versus VTI. Real numbers, real tool, every result verified. One clear winner, one fund that surprises you in the crash, and one fund sitting awkwardly in the middle that most people own for the wrong reason. Let's get into it. 3 ETFs. One test. Exact same conditions. $10,000 invested January 2017. Dividends reinvested every time. Benchmark, the S&P 500 via SPY. Tool, Portfolio Visualizer. Free. Link in description. You can verify every single number yourself. 2 questions for each fund. First, how much did $10,000 grow over 9 years? Second, what happened in 2022, the year the Fed raised rates at the fastest pace in 4 decades? Growth stocks got destroyed. That is the real test, not the bull market. The year everything fell intro apart. Before the numbers. QQQ, Invesco Nasdaq 100 ETF, the most famous growth ETF on the planet. $490 billion in assets. Tracks the 100 largest non-financial Nasdaq companies. Tech heavy. Mega cap dominant. Expense ratio 0.18% per year. The one everyone loves to criticize. SCHG, Schwab US Large Cap Growth ETF. The recommended alternative. Only 55 to 60 billion in assets. 197 large cap growth companies. Expense ratio 0.04% per year, 5 times cheaper than QQQ. The one everyone says you should own instead. VTI, Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. The broad one, 660 billion in assets, one of the largest funds alive. Over 3,500 US companies across every size and sector. Expense ratio 0.03% per year, almost free to own. The one most people think is too boring to matter. Same starting line, very different journeys. January 2017, $10,000 into each fund. Let it run. VTI after 9 years. CAGR 15.05% per year. $10,000 became $37,439. Solid, respectable. Basically tracks the entire US market. Nothing shocking here. SCHG after 9 years. CAGR 19.52% per year. $10,000 became $53,589. Now that is a strong number. Almost $16,000 more than VTI from the same starting point. The growth tilt clearly paid off. And then there is QQQ. QQQ after 9 years. CAGR 22.27% per year. $10,000 became $66,437. The fund everyone said was overpriced turned $10,000 into $66,437. That is $12,848 more than SCHG. That is $28,998 more than VTI, all from the same $10,000, all over the same 9 years. Now, here's the question everyone asks. How did QQQ beat SCHG if SCHG has lower fees? The fee argument sounds logical. Lower costs compound better over time. 0.04% versus 0.18%, SCHG should win on math alone. But fees are only one input. Returns are the other. QQQ holds a more concentrated set of the highest growth companies on the Nasdaq. That concentration, the thing everyone criticizes, is exactly what drove the higher return. Yes, you pay more in fees. The return difference more than covered it. Over 9 years, QQQ's extra 2.75% annual return compounded into a $12,848 advantage. The fee difference cost you maybe $300 total. The math does not support the conventional wisdom. Now let us talk about 2022. Because any fund can look good in a bull market, the real character of a fund shows up when the market falls apart. 2022 was that year. The Federal Reserve raised interest rates from near zero to over 4% in just 9 months, the fastest rate hike cycle in 40 years. Growth stocks got hit hardest. High valuation companies, the exact companies QQQ and SCHG are built on, saw their values collapse. Here is what happens to each fund. QQQ in 2022 fell negative 32.58% for the full year. $10,000 became $6,742. Nearly a third of your money gone in 12 months. SCHG in 2022 fell negative 31.80% for the full year, almost identical to QQQ. $10,000 became $6,820. These two funds are essentially the same risk, same upside, same downside. Different fees, different long-term returns, but in a crash, they fall together. VTI in 2022 fell negative 19.51% for the full year. $10,000 became $8,049. Let that sink in. While QQQ and SCHG lost nearly a third of their value, VTI lost less than a fifth. VTI held up 13 percentage points better than QQQ in the worst market year in a decade. Why? Because VTI owns 3,500 companies, not just tech, not just growth, healthcare, financials, consumer staples, energy, utilities, industrials. All the boring sectors that held up in 2022 while growth was collapsing are inside VTI, pulling the fund upward. This is not VTI being lucky. This is diversification actually working in exactly the moment it is supposed to. 3 funds, 2 tests. Here is what the data actually says. QQQ, the winner nobody expected to win. $66,437 from $10,000 over 9 years. Best CAGR of the 3 at 22.27%. Best Sharpe ratio at 1.02, meaning it delivered the most return per unit of risk taken. Yes, it is the most expensive at 0.18%. Yes, it fell 32% in 2022. Yes, it is concentrated in mega cap tech. But the backtest does not lie. The fund everyone told you was overrated delivered the best 9-year return of the 3 by a significant margin. If you have a long time horizon, 10 years or more, and you can stomach watching minus 32% on your screen without panic selling, the data supports QQQ. VTI, the crash king everyone underestimates. $37,439 from $10,000. Lowest return of the 3, but only fell 19.51% in 2022, when QQQ fell 32.58%. VTI is not trying to beat QQQ in a bull market. VTI is trying to make sure you do not panic sell and destroy your returns when QQQ falls 32%. And here is the honest truth about that. The biggest risk in investing is not market crashes. It is behavioral. It is selling at the bottom because you cannot handle watching your portfolio fall 30%. VTI makes that psychologically easier. That has real value that does not show up in the CAGR number. SCHG is the awkward middle. $53,589 from $10,000. Better than VTI, worse than QQQ. Cheaper fees than QQQ. Almost identical crash performance to QQQ. Here is the honest assessment of SCHG. It is not the best growth option. QQQ is. It is not the best crash protection. VTI is. It sits in the middle of both. The lower fees argument only works if the returns are equal. They are not. QQQ's higher return covered the fee difference and then added $12,848 on top. SCHG is not a bad fund. It is a misunderstood one. People own it thinking they're getting QQQ quality at a lower price. The backtest says you are getting slightly less quality at a lower price. Knowing which fund wins individually matters less than knowing how to combine them. 3 portfolio options using your verified numbers. Portfolio A, balanced growth. 50% QQQ plus 50% VTI. You get QQQ's long-term return engine, you get VTI's crash cushion. In 2022, this portfolio would have fallen roughly 26% instead of 32%. You give up some upside for a smoother ride. Portfolio B, growth with safety. 60% QQQ plus 40% VTI. Still QQQ dominant, VTI absorbs more of the crash shock. Best for investors who believe in QQQ's long-term case but have seen what minus 32% does to their sleep. Portfolio C, pure growth. 100% QQQ plus 0% SCHG plus 0% VTI. If your time horizon is 10 years or more, if you genuinely will not sell when it drops 32%, if you want the highest historical return of the 3. The data supports this. Your psychology has to support it too. Where does SCHG fit? Honestly, if you already own SCHG, you are not making a terrible mistake. But if you are choosing between QQQ and SCHG for a pure growth allocation, the 9-year backtest says QQQ. $10,000. January 2017. 9 years. QQQ. $66,437. The expensive fund that won. SCHG. $53,589. The cheaper alternative that lost. VTI. $37,439. The boring fund that protected you most. The conventional wisdom said skip QQQ. The data said the opposite. One fund for growth, QQQ. One fund for stability, VTI. One fund in the middle, SCHG. Pick based on what you can actually hold through a 30% drop, not based on what YouTube told you to buy. All 3 backtests are in the description. Portfolio Visualizer link is there too. Run it yourself and verify every number. If this helped, hit like. Subscribe for more backtests like this one. See you in the next one.